Hey everyone, welcome back to another art time-lapse video. I just have a bunch of random art to do in this video because I am trying to do Inktober for 2021 and I've never actually completed it in the past. I think in the past I've maybe gotten through a few days and that's it, but I'm going to try my best to make a video for each week of all of the prompts for this year. Just to give you guys content, give me something to practice with, and I think it'll be great. So the first week, we are going to go through this list, and I'm just going to play a quick time lapse of each one, talk about it for a bit, and I hope you enjoy it. Crystal was the first prompt that you saw, so I decided to do the first thing that popped in my head, which was just a little cluster of crystals. And I wanted to do this one as a digital painting so I could get some really pretty colors and glowing effects. You'll see me do a mixture of different types of medium, mostly digital painting and traditional drawing. Pretty much whatever I felt like doing for each prompt is what I'll be doing. But nothing too crazy, we are sticking to drawing, we're not doing anything 3D for this because I just don't have time. But that's okay because I could use all the practice for my digital painting as I can. I actually don't digital paint very often, so I think this turned out pretty okay. Also, this painting was done in about an hour's time. In fact, most of the art here will have been done in about an hour's time or a little bit less. I'm not really setting a time limit for myself, it just so happens that most of these happen to be done well enough in about an hour's time. Day 2 took me a while to figure out exactly what I wanted to do. Since it's a suit, my first thought was to do a normal dressy suit. But then I thought about it more and I thought, wait, what if I just did a superhero suit? So I decided to draw a superhero. And I've never drawn a superhero before that I can think of, at least not in this detail, so it was a little bit out of my comfort zone, and I wasn't copying any particular superhero, I was kind of making up my own. So the color schemes aren't the best, the pose isn't the best, I wasn't really using a reference for the actual pose, I was trying as much as I could to freehand this one, so it was really just a practice for that. In the end, I think it turned out fairly decent, but again, still could use a lot more references and a lot more things to help improve my skills, but I do like how it turned out all the same. Day 3, I really had no idea what I wanted to do for Vessel. I decided to just draw a very simple vase, or just this one that I happened to have lying around so I could copy it. And this is just the start of me not being able to center things properly when I'm drawing. Originally I was just going to draw the vase, but then once I finished the vase I figured it looked kind of plain, so I decided to add some little plant inside the vase too. So it's a little off center and that's kind of annoying, but you know what, this is just Inktober, this is just for fun to practice, so I think it's all good. It was just going to be a pencil sketch originally, but it wasn't super vibrant, so I did go back and touch it up a little bit with some micron pens just to give it a little bit more boldness to it so you can see the outlines a bit better. Because this one was so simple, it only took about 30 minutes to draw. This prompt was really kind of boring for me. I wasn't really going to do anything super creative with it, so I just literally drew a small piece of rope that was in a knot. This is something I can safely say I have never drawn this before. In my distant memory, I don't think I've ever drawn anything like this before, and I actually kind of like how it turned out, even though I was really rushing it. This one I did in just a little over 20 minutes, so about 23 minutes. It was so quick, but I think it still gets the point across, and yes, it does look like a knot, so I think mission accomplished. Day 5 was much more straightforward. A raven, I can do that. Just find a picture of a raven and draw it. Simple enough. This one definitely turned out to be my favorite one out of all of the ones in this video, and this is probably the first true Inktober drawing because it is entirely out of ink using my Micron pens. And I think it turned out really nice. I don't know if there's much else to say about it other than it looks like I'm still struggling to keep it centered on that paper, but I think that is the only thing I don't like about it, but everything else was great. For day 6, I was hitting such a creative block for this one. For the longest time, I couldn't think of what I was going to do for spirit. And I ended up doing the simplest thing in my mind, where I just took a Bible verse where it references God the Spirit descending as a dove, and so I decided to draw a dove in reference to the verse where the Holy Spirit descends as a dove. So it's a very interesting interpretation on this topic, but it was a much easier thing to draw than anything else I was thinking of, so I'll take it. Once again, this one was mostly a pencil drawing. I really liked the soft tones it gave, and I wanted it to look really light and airy, so the pencil was much better for that. But I did go back with the Micron pen just to darken up some of the outlines because yeah, they do get kind of lost when doing it by pencil, so just to make some of those pop a little more, I think this one turned out much better, and at least I got it centered, so it does have that going for it. On day 7, my creativity was kicking in again, and I wanted to do something a little more intricate for this one, something I have never ever attempted to draw before, but I wanted to do a lady holding a fan in some traditional Japanese clothing, which is something I've never ever attempted to draw, and I don't know if I got this 100% accurate. I was referencing a lot of photos and just kind of scribbling something, so I hope it looks okay, but this was my first time trying to draw anything like this. It was nice doing something completely different for a change, something I've never done before, and I actually think it turned out okay. This is the last one for this video. I'm going to try to do one video a week if I can actually keep this up. This does take a lot of time out of my normal routine to make these videos, but I'm going to try my best to try to upload one a week, which means in some videos I'll do 7 for a full week and some I'll do 8. However, I need to split it up for 4 different videos. We'll see if I'll actually manage to keep up with myself and get all of these done, but hey, you get the first video, so this is a good step in the right direction. But anyway, I was thinking I could interpret this to be something or somebody watching something or an actual physical watch. I went with the physical watch and decided to do something a little more interesting to look at. How about an old pocket watch? It almost has a cartoony look to it because I really was just making, scribbled lines, not really caring if it was exact. And I actually like the aesthetic of it in the end. I think it turned out really cute. Well, that is probably the most drawing I have ever done in such a short amount of time, but I hope I can keep this up. I really do like doing this. It's good practice for me, and I really don't do this on a regular basis, so I like being able to practice whenever I get a chance. I do have to work ahead on these because it's hard for me to do one every single day, so hopefully I'll be able to keep it up, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you in another one someday. Bye!